like to show you how I make pork ribs using my Instant Pot. Of course, we have to start with a rack of ribs, and I cut this into 4 sections. This is approximately a serving size, at least in my house. If you have children, you might want to cut these into 1 or 2 rib sections, but you do need to cut this up. It'll fit better in the Instant Pot this way. And when I kind of stack these in, you'll see what I mean. But I do count them out, 3 to 4 ribs per section, and then just cut through to have a nice clean section. When you get to the meatier parts of the rack, you will see it works a little bit better to kind of pull it up on end and then cut through. And at the bottom of it, you kind of have to tear a little bit to get that last bit to separate. That is especially true here at the meatiest part of the ribs, but mostly cutting through that meat part and then giving it a pull will work really well. So now we have 4 sections of rib. I'm going to add a spice rub. I make my own because I want to make sure it is sugar-free. So mine is very simple. It's smoked paprika, garlic powder, onion powder, and salt and pepper. This only adds up to about 3 teaspoons of spice rub. I find it to be enough. If you like to heavily spice, you might want to double up on this recipe or even make a large batch and just have it in a jar in your cabinet if you want to use it on repeat. Sometimes I do that for summer because that is also, it's just a really all-purpose spice rub that works great for chicken and for pork. It also works whether you're grilling or Instant Pot or air frying. So I put most of the spice rub on the top side, which is where most of the meat is. I like to turn these over and see if there's a meaty part I want to add a little bit to over here. Not going to bother with those sections that are essentially all bone, and make sure I'm just adding spice rub really well to these meaty areas of these rib sections. And then these are ready to go in the Instant Pot. So I'll prepare my liner with some water and then add a little bit of liquid smoke. That kind of helps provide that bit of smoky essence, I guess, that makes you feel like maybe you did put them on the grill, right? And then I put a trivet in here and use that as a rack to just stack these rib pieces right on top of. Some people will tell you to arrange them in a certain way. I've seen it, you make a little teepee or whatever. I have not found that to make any difference. Just stack these all on top of each other and they're going to cook just fine. Then we put that liner inside the Instant Pot, add the cover, of course, turn it and seal it, and set the cycle for 45 minutes on high pressure. It'll need a little time to come up to pressure, and then once the cycle's done, I wait at least 20 minutes for it to start naturally releasing, then help it along to finish that release of the pressure before I take the cover off. And you can see I have perfectly cooked sections of pork rib all set to go. Just add those to your plate and they're ready to eat. Now, you can add barbecue sauce if you'd like. You can brush some on here, place these under your broiler to finish them off. I don't do that. I serve them just as is. I add a little broccoli, a little salad on the side, and put the barbecue sauce on the side for people to dip as they prefer. I hope you give this a try, because if you do, I know you'll love it. Enjoy.